What is going on, guys? It is snowing, so that's kind of a downfall. Today well, in a couple minutes I have to leave to go pick up my mom because since I don't have a car, I've been using hers. So before I start, I'm gonna do that just so then I'm not already doing something and then not really wanting to leave. But I'm gonna hopefully go and hopefully get the that's a lot. Not the upper control. I'm the what is it? The rear drum brake off of the purple hatch. I am gonna have to probably shovel it out a little bit, just because I'm pretty sure it's kind of in the snow already. But I'm gonna, yeah, it's in the snow. Kind of covered. I'm gonna try and get that off and out, so then I can pretty much just get rid of it because I no longer need it. Some guy was looking for someone that was parting one out, but he wants wiring, and I'm not too great with wiring, so I don't really want to try and take any of it out, and I'm just gonna take off the drum brake and pull the seats and all my stuff out of it, and then pretty much call it a day with that car. I'm just kind of sick of it sitting there. I don't really want to deal with it anymore, and it's just kind of in the way. So I want to get that out of the way. You know what I just realized? I grabbed 5W20. I was supposed to be using 5W30. Oh well. The last thing you guys saw on the hatch was it running, and it still does run. I'm sorry that it's dark in here. I'll turn on my light. I can see pretty much just fine, but try and turn on my light so you guys can see a little bit. I doubt you guys are going to be able to see this, but anyways, yesterday I had it running to see if it's kind of high idle and aggressive idle, I guess, at the same time, would go away. And while it was running, I looked underneath it to see if anything was leaking, and the dipstick still moves around a little bit, not really, but I don't know if you guys saw that, but it moves around slightly, not really though. So anyways, I looked underneath it, and there's oil coming out of something. I don't know what it's coming out of, but it's sitting there, like, down the side of my motor and pretty much off the oil pan. But I know it's not anywhere from the oil pan. It's kind of somewhere on the side of the block or the head. I'm not really 100% sure yet. So it's leaking oil, and at first I thought it was just the dipstick hole. So I was just going to kind of patch it up a little more, but realized it wasn't the dipstick hole. And also, I would kind of not care as much if it was like kind of slowly dripping, because then I can just put more oil in and it's kind of whatever, but has like a good steady stream. And it's not like a heavy stream, but it's a stream. It's kind of like when you turn the water on, slightly, and it's kind of that like slow, like small but steady stream. That's pretty much what it's like, and can't really, I'm not going to drive it with it leaking like that because it's just going to leak way too much, and I'm not going to sit there and continuously have to stop and put oil in it because it's just ridiculous. So I'm going to try and figure that out. It is super cold, so I don't know how much I'm going to record, but I'll try and record as much as possible. It'll probably kind of just be a talking video, not really me doing a whole lot on the video, just because my hands are cold and the gloves that I have on I don't think work with my phone. I did get a new camera, but in the process of getting the camera, it can't obviously upload from the camera like I can from my phone. So I have to have a computer to do that, and I'm going to kind of like try and figure it all out tonight. But the camera does work. It does pick up the sound and stuff, so going to kind of hope, or kind of try and figure that one out, and also try and figure out my car out, because it is leaking a lot of oil, and it really sucks that I spent the money on 5 quarts of oil, and pretty much a good probably 3 quarts have already drained out. So that kind of sucks. But, I mean, it's kind of a plus because it runs. But at the same time, it's not a plus just because it's leaking oil. Bad. So I can't really drive it. I was super stoked because all I had to really do was put the synchro mesh in it and bleed the clutch a little bit. But now it's not really looking like that. It's kind of looking a little more of something to kind of look into and fix, hopefully. So I'm going to go pick up my mom, and then I'll be back to hopefully start taking the drum brake off of the purple hatch, so I can get that out of the way, and oh yeah, all that's fun stuff. My path's not very well back here, so it kind of sucks. But anyways, I'll be back. Not really sure when, I guess. I mean, I'll be back at my house pretty soon. A couple minutes, I'll be back. But not really sure when I'm going to record again, just because I have to. I'll probably start recording after I get the drum brake off, just because I want to come back, pull it off really quick. There's not a whole lot left. I have to still get sorry, my face got close again. I have to get the e-brake cable out, and that's kind of a task. Not really, but it is at the same time. So, yeah, like I said, I'll be back once I get back, I guess. I'm back. I tried getting the drum brake off of the purple hatch, and it's just kind of being a pain. And then when I got, I guess, it almost all the way off, I noticed that one of the bushings is like completely ripped, and it's not really doing any good, and I don't really want to replace it, so I kind of just stopped there and then came in to try and figure out where the black hatch was leaking oil. Well, I guess to finish, the purple hatch I'm pretty much just done with. I have to take one more, I got one more bolt on the headlight that I forgot to take off a while ago, and I have the seats to take out, and then once I do that, it's pretty much ready to go, and I no longer need it. So I'm going to scrap it after that. But then I came in to try and figure out the black hatch. Like I said, it was cold, so I wasn't really trying to record a whole lot, and I'm just kind of tired. but because I already started recording, might as well kind of finish it. So, I kind of have, I guess, reason to believe that it's the oil pump, just because it's leaking from somewhere on the bottom of the block. And at first I didn't think that, because when I looked at like the whole block, like the whole side of the block, there was oil pretty much everywhere, but it's just from it being like when it was leaking, it was getting onto like some of, I don't know what they are, but like kind of like gear things or whatever, but it started getting on that, so it was just kind of spitting it. And there's nowhere, like I went underneath the car and looked, and there's nowhere really underneath, or I guess on more of the top of the block and head, and there's nowhere up there that is leaking anything. So I kind of have reason to believe that it's the oil pump. So that's kind of a pain, but hopefully I have to get the harmonic balancer off and out of the way, I guess, so I can kind of look and see if it's still leaking from there. Just because if that, I don't really want to like take it all the way off and it not be that. So I'm just gonna kind of pull, or kind of jack the motor up a little bit and then pull the bolts out of the mount and then kind of lower it down, so that way it sits kind of at an angle again, like it did, or like the Z6 did, and here when the mount broke. But just so I can, well, I'm going to get the harmonic balancer off first, and then after that I'm going to drop it down a little bit so I can kind of get to this stuff easier. And then if that is it, I'm just going to probably just pull the one off of the Z6. I'm realistically just going to use like parts off of the Z6 and just kind of use that as like a parts motor, because it is still a good motor. It's just that those holes where the mount goes are just not good anymore. So I'm going to pretty much get everything, well, not everything, but pretty much all the good stuff off. I'm pretty much just going to tear the Z6 down, and after I tear it down to pretty much what I want, and then once I'm done with it, I'm probably just going to throw it in the hatch, the purple hatch or whatever, like I did with all the other blocks and stuff, just so I can scrap it and not have to worry about it. I also have to get my doors here, so then I can put them pretty much, I guess, pretty much on the hatch. I'm not really going to bolt them up or anything. I'm just going to set them on and push it closed, I guess, because I don't really want to try and bolt it up. It's just too much of a waste of time, pretty much. I'm not going to deal with it. But after, and that kind of depends, because I might just keep the Z6 for a while, so I don't really know if I'm going to tear it down like fast or slow. I'll probably just do it slow, just because I don't know what parts I'll all need, and I don't want to like get rid of it and then need something and have to go pay money for it when I could have just got it off of that. But I know all the other stuff that's in the hatch I can no longer use, or am never gonna need it. So yeah, there's not really anything in this video. It's literally a talking video, just because I'm tired and it's really cold, so I didn't really want to do a whole lot. I don't really want to record a whole lot anyways, so I'm sorry for that. I'm hoping to get some more content soon, and I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow. I don't really know how tomorrow's really going to pan out, I guess. Still just trying to figure some other stuff out, so try not to be too stressed about the cars and kind of school and stuff, so yeah. I might do it tomorrow, depending on how I feel. I might not. I don't know. I guess you guys will see. Not really 100% sure yet. And I'm going to go in and try and figure out that camera and figure just some other stuff out. Sorry, you can't really see my face. It's sitting opposite of the light. And hopefully I can get the hatch done as soon as possible. And then I don't know if I will record it, but I have to fix the Sebring, which is my mom's car. Not the one I normally drive, but the one that was in the garage prior to the black hatch being in here. Because that needs to get fixed as soon as possible, and at the moment I don't really have... The B20 is missing parts, like the distributor and the axles and the shift linkage. I think those are the only parts that I know of anyways. So yeah, I'm just missing some parts for that, so I still have to get parts for that, so I'm not in a huge rush for that, but I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. I gotta get the hatch done hopefully first, just because I need a running and driving car, and this is mine anyways, so it makes sense to have it running. But anyways, I'm sorry again that this was just a talking video. I just wasn't really wanting to record a whole lot because it is cold. But like I said, I have to go figure out that camera, so I already have like a head mount or whatever, so I can kind of set it on my head and just not really have to touch it a whole lot, just sit there and record. And yeah, I gotta figure that out and do some other stuff. But anyways, that's gonna be it, guys, and thanks for watching.